You're dead meat! Eyes on me!
Wind blade! With the wind!
To ashes!
So saucy!
Add asterisk.
Let's get it on!
Give me a go!
Let the show begin.
No slacking off! My duty!
Send this quickly! What annoyance! Almost. Use this first.
Power that ended Haishan!
Finally, it's always time. Wind blade!
Come on, we can do it.
Let's end this quickly.
Focalor! You're dead meat!
Windblade! This one's well done! You need to hurry up!
I'll protect us.
With the wind! Roasted from fuel clogged! That's it. Cook this through.
Windblade! Let's get it on!
Let's dance. I'll protect us.
I could make a tidy sum selling some of this.
Let's dance.
Windblade!
Focalor. Hi. Look alive.
If you ever want to trade tactics, I'm always ready.
I wonder when I'll be as tall as my big sister.
According to some of the older Eremites, it does actually rain in the desert. Occasion. And when it does, it's always a lot.
Turn that frown upside down. relax.
Drink to the heat of the chase. Cheers for a beautiful life and the next hunt.
Sweet dreams.
Cut out to be a huntsman.
Time to relax. Turn that frown upside down. I wonder when I'll be as tall as my big sister.
That dream last night tasted wonderful. Thank you for sharing it with me.
Sweet dreams! Turn that frown upside down.
Sometimes the best medicine is a little extra more in your pocket.
Ad Astra Basovska.
Today's recommendation. Sweet dreams! Turn that frown upside down.
Come in, take a seat. We have a few...
I was at Genshin.
Jules from Liyue. Come take a look.
I wonder when I'll be as tall as my big sister. Let the show begin.
Are you here to play with me? The more, the merrier.
Disappear!
You're dead meat!
The more, the merrier.
I'll keep this close. A reward on the road. Windblade!
Let the show begin.
To ashes! Let's get it on! Ha!
Windblade!
Well, how about that?
Let's dance.
There you are, eavesdropper. The more, the merrier. Let me amuse myself. The more, look at me. Just once more.
I'll protect us.
Windblade! A reward on the road.
Let's dance. Oh, snowflakes. Let the show begin.
There you are, eavesdropper.
Hey! Gloves off!
The more, the merrier. Let me amuse you.
With the wind! Windblade!
The merrier. Look at me. Just once more.
I'll protect us.
Power that isn't Python!
Disappear!
One after another. Are you here to play with me? The more, the merrier.
You asked for it.
Let me amuse myself a little.
Burst to ashes.
Merrier.
Wind blade!
Let me amuse myself. Look at me. Just once more.
With the wind!
Freeze! Picked the wrong test subject.
Yeah!
Let me amuse myself a little.
Power that ended Python.
Yeah! Yeah!
Merrier.
Let the show begin. dance! Let the show begin. Go, Barbara, go! I'll protect us.
Disappear!
Let's dance.
Windblade!
Let the show begin.
This is so lucky!
Sweet dreams! Time to relax. Turn that frown upside down.
If you ever feel
Wind blade!
I'll protect us.
Where have you been hiding?
Let's dance.
You are not welcome here. Wind blade! Following orders.
You're dead meat!
Take that!
Let's get it on! Ha!
Is this an answer from this world?
Happy to oblige! How heartless!
A fellow gambler. Wind blade! With the wind!
Spread your wings and break the storm! Buckle up! Where do you think you're going? Eyes on me! You asked for it! Let's get it on!
Wind blade! Disappear! I'll keep this close. Windblade!
Let's away! really are something. To be able to fall asleep like that and even sleep talk the entire time, you scared Paimon half to death! No, but you kept mumbling things along the lines of, Pyron, don't take my grilled fish, and put down the Adeptus Temptation now! Paimon talked with Sigewinne the entire time you were asleep. She seems like she's just a sincere nurse, and Paimon didn't notice anything unusual in the room. Are you sure we're not going off track with the infirmary? Whoa! You really are super thorough. All those tiny little suspicious things that Paimon didn't even pick up on. We've got... Today's the day! Let's go meet up with Linny!
Did you two run into any trouble over the past few days?
No, we just worked our shifts according to the schedule. Nothing weird happened.
That's good. That means you didn't raise any suspicions when you infiltrated the infirmary. We've taken a look at the slip you've sent. Fremine successfully left the grounds via the pipes 2 days ago, and as of last night, Lynette has also infiltrated the infirmary after faking an illness.
Wait, why is she getting involved as well?
You already went above and beyond when you scoped out the infirmary. To put it more bluntly, even if we were to view that as something you did in exchange for Fremine's help, you've already done more than enough. Infiltrating a guarded stronghold is a different kind of job from a one-off investigation. We want to avoid using the same faces over and over and reduce the amount of suspicion that will fall on any given person. Lynette also felt like you have already taken the first step for us, so she should be the one to finish the job.
So that's what Lynette thinks. Oh, Paimon hopes everything's going well for her.
Then, let's go check on Lynette before Fremine returns. If everything went well, then she should be wrapping up her investigation right...
Is now really a good...
According to my observations, Sigewinne always spends around half an hour away from the infirmary right before lunch. Lynette knows this as well, so also, I'm her brother, remember? It's only natural for an older brother to...
Okay, then let's... Let the show begin.
Lynette should be here right now. Huh. Strange.
As expected, Sigewinne isn't here, but why isn't Lynette here?
No, Lynette rarely deviates from the plan. We agreed that if she were to make changes on the fly, she'd find a way to let... Unless...
Let's see if there are any clues around here. We can look while we wait for her.
Okay.
There are some books here and a few files. Advanced nursing, how to raise the spirit of your... These sure are some interesting books. Who knew she even has books on understanding people's motivations and feelings. Is it because she's a...
Seems quite normal to me. none of the beds have any signs of having been slept in. Except that one over there.
That's the one Lynette must have used, right? You said she was pretending to be sick.
She would have said her migraine was having a particularly bad flare-up. Generally speaking, the head nurse would then ask her to lie down and rest while she left to retrieve the medication. Which means either the head nurse didn't return the entire time from when Lynette laid down up until she left the bed, or the... Wait, this thing? It doesn't look like it's been disguised. The space behind it is empty. From its size, I don't think it's an entrance that is meant to be taken apart. There's probably... Could Lynette have tried to get inside? But if that's the case, she would have contacted me for sure. Let's look around here for some more clues. Don't panic, just...
You guys, there's a slip of paper over here.
A slip of paper?
It's right over here, and there's a bunch written on it too. It reads, "Out of respect for your usual practices, I'll use a piece of paper or card as the medium to pass on my message. You may consider this as me giving you my best
This is...
Is that all? The back.
Show me! Now!
That look on your face. Would you care to guess where Miss Lynette of the Fatui could be? No. Could she have?
Wriothesley. Did he deliberately leave the infirmary unguarded to use it as...
Wait, you mean he was aware of our goals from the very beginning? But why? We didn't run into any trouble last time, and he also never reached out to us since.
Yes, that is a crucial question. Wriothesley, he doesn't do anything without a clear goal or reason. So this means he had no... You're not from the same camp as us. You were sent down here by Nervulet, so you have no conflict of interest with Wriothesley. We're a completely different story, though. I'd like to know that, too. Don't panic, just think everything over. I have to stay calm. This is not... Wait, you're right. The fact that Fremine was able to leave the grounds... Could Wriothesley have let him...
But what does he gain by letting Fremine leave like that?
So he's challenging me and... We never should have sent out Fremine. We had to go through all that trouble to find an opening to sneak him around the guards and into the pipe, and we even thought luck was... If Wriothesley let him leave on purpose, then he's probably in a terrible...
Lenny's getting more and more panicked. We have to calm him down. Don't be like this, Lenny. Fremine wouldn't have left if we hadn't told you about
No. I'm the leader of this operation, and I'm the one responsible for...
Hey, don't be reckless! Traveler, please!
I simply cannot allow Lynette to... I have to go. I'll find a...
He's rushed out the door! After him!
Right. I feel like we still have some room to make changes on these details.
It's not impossible, but it'll require...
Is that so?
Is someone?
Pack everything up. Whoever's outside is eavesdropping. They'll probably come in once... Someone! Please help!
Whoa, are you okay?
These two. As expected, what a delightful turn of events. I like smart people. Oh my! What's wrong, little one? There's no... Being able to read human expressions is quite... Wait! Wait! It's no use. We have to catch up to him. He's already out of sight.
come out and face me right...
Aren't we at an administrative office space? Why don't you at least try to follow even a couple rules from the fortress's indoor management?
What did you do to my sister?
I ran into the young miss at the infirmary. I'd heard that she was suffering from quite the migraine, so I decided to invite her over for a cup of tea. I do have some teas in my collection that can work wonders against such...
Stop joking around! Where did you take my siblings?
I have also heard that your performances are quite the spectacle. Miss Lynette would sometimes enter a box filled with water, only to emerge the next second from another place. Maybe she'll appear behind you right now if...
Is he trying to trick me into turning my head? No, he's probably not looking to attack me right now. All of the hostages are in his hands, and he's even in the mood for small talk. You knew we were investigating the infirmary from the start, so you deliberately aroused the traveler. As for Fremine, no, you probably didn't even interfere with Child's escape. You let him go so you could purge the Fatui members that we had planted into your ranks.
There was no need to do so. The fortress of Meripede is a pretty pleasant place. Most people enjoy their lives here. The only ones who act differently are those with
You removed our original members and spread the news of Child's escape so Father would assign our team to come down and investigate. Fremine has also fallen into your hands, right? If you're oh so omnipotent and so in control, why would you need
One correction. Lynette is in my hands.
He's not. What do you...
Lenny!
Oh, wonderful. Everyone is here, so I'll only need to say this once. Thank you. Eager and to the point, I see. Alas, only Miss Lynette is currently having a cup of the fortress's finest. Although, as per your original plan, Mr. Fremine should also have returned to the fortress by now. But he has neither shown up within my gates, nor has he been taken into any kind of cut.
Wait, you can't... You locked him outside...
I closed the fortress's gate to the outside world.
Fremine's a star diver, so he should be fine, right?
No, we're still here, so he'd definitely try to find a way to come back for us. So we can't assume he might...
But why would I do this, you may be asking? To have an audience with you, of course. My intel tells me that Mr. Linney is a great magician, so it's only... Besides, I do recall you mentioning to Miss Lynette that you've always wanted to have a face-to-face meeting with the Lord of the Fortress of Meripede, regardless of whether...
So, you've been keeping tabs on us before...
Some of my folks just happened to hear a thing or two, that's all. I was willing to play dumb and turn a blind eye, so we had a pleasant few days playing games together here. But once you started focusing on the forbiddens, Mr. Linney, the cards are stacked against you right now. Miss Lynette is in my hands, and Mr. Fremine is still slowly being pickled out there in the brine. You need do but one thing to guarantee their safety.
You want to see Father?
Well, if she cares for the well-being of her dearest children, she should... I've heard that the bonds between the members of the House of the Hearth are like the bonds of family.
Why did you think Father sent us to handle the Fortress of Meripede? This place is basically a no-man's land. It wouldn't be fitting for anyone as important as...
Oh, I see. So it's because she doesn't care for my place here. That's such a shame. After all, I've amassed quite the tea collection. I was looking forward to
Was this the extent of your master plan to get to Father? No matter how much pressure you may put on me, I won't...
You people really are difficult to get along with. All I'm asking for is a face-to-face conversation. Does she truly... Mr. Linney, you have won.
Lenny!
Instead of asking why I'm doing this, why don't you try to see things from my perspective for a second? I gave you a warning by cutting off the first few operatives I found, but that only caused you to double down. Had you given up on the fortress then and there, I'd have no... Mr. Fremine left the fortress on his own, and Miss Lynette tried to pry out my secrets right in front of me. No matter how you look at it, the responsibility for this falls...
I shouldn't ask...
6.
Wait,
2. Time's up.
Risley!
Negotiations have broken down. Please leave, lady.
Yeah, listen to the Traveler. If you can't talk to Lenny...
You do realize that I'm only letting you go because of Neuvillette, yes? You're here helping him out, and I've already done my best, but that doesn't mean you can just do whatever you want. The fortress may be small and remote, but it still has its own set of laws. Then how about this? Those who are capable deserve respect. You've spent quite some time investigating my home turf by now, so why don't you tell me? I'll ask you 3 questions. Answer all of question 1. Regarding the hidden rules of the production zone, what is the truth behind the one about not being allowed to work for...
I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour just before lunch. But what could Sijuin... The Fontain promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. Meanwhile, the Duke believes that only... We often see Miss Sijuin observing the prisoners at work near the production zone. It seems like she can perceive the general state of a person's health just by looking at them. Fonta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged product. But the research notes said that the Melazine race perceives the world very differently from humans. As a result, according to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took place because the Fonta company The research notes said that the Melazine race perceives the world very differently from humans. We often see Miss Sijuin observing the prisoners. The Fontain promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. Fonta's internal report said we often see Miss Sijuin. Fonta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged product. But the product has to undergo a trial because even Fonta's own employees have The research notes said that the Melazine race perceived... The Fontain promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value. I've been told that the infirmary is always empty. Fonta's internal report... The research notes said... Fonta's internal report... Fonta's internal reports... I've been told that the infirmary... According to Collins... The research notes said that the Melazine race
So that's what's going on. The hidden rule of the production zone. People are not supposed to work 3 days in a row. At first we thought this strange meat must have something to do with the people who disappeared. But she often visits the production zone to observe the workers' health and makes a note of anyone who has worn out of her sense of duty as the head nurse, as well as her genuine concern for the workers' health. Sijuin visits Sijuin has only the best intentions with her surprise gift and doesn't want... Unfortunately, Melazines as a race perceive the world differently from you. The recipients of her lovingly prepared special meals cannot taste the... Are we on the right track?
Not bad. You've uncovered Sijuin's secret and even guessed her intentions correctly as well. It's nice to know that her efforts have not gone... Alright, now for my next question. There are also some hidden rules in the Pancration ring, including...
I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the half hour. The Fontain promoter has been struggling because he doesn't recognize the real value of coupons. Meanwhile, the Duke believes that... The research notes said that the Melazine race according to Collins, the Pancration tournament only took... Fonta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial of an unnamed and unpackaged product. I've been told that the infirmary is always empty for the The Fonta promoter has been struggling because he doesn't... The research notes said that the Melazine race perceives... Fonta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new... We often see Miss Sijuin... The Fonta promoter has been... The research notes said that the Melazine... We often see Miss Sijuin... Fonta's internal report suggests that... I've been told that the infirmary... According to Collins, the We often see Miss Sijuin... According to Collins, the Fonta promoter has... Fonta's internal report suggests that they're starting a new trial. The research notes said that the Melazine... Fonta's internal report...
Paimon gets this rule too now! So that hidden rule of the Pancration ring is about how, people are not supposed to bet on both boxers at the same time. And if they do, they'll receive people get scared when they see it because they've subconsciously begun to assume, but really, it's just a bottle of the latest yet-to-be-named and packaged a blood-red drink. It's no wonder the company, facing backlash from its own staff, decided to trial the... They came to the fortress of Meropide and offered to sponsor the Pancration tournament. The Duke, knowing how valuable coupons are in the fortress, knew that only total idiots who didn't understand their... And so, only those who proved their stupidity by being dumb enough to bet on two opposing sides of the same match were selected.
I acknowledge the effort you've put into bringing the truth of this mystery to... Although, based on your description, that Fonta promoter is a bit too careless with his words. I may just reconsider my collaboration with the company. All right, and here's the final question. What's the secret behind our head nurse and all of her patients in the infirmary?
Stop your cruel and pointless games, Risley! You know that we haven't finished our investigation, so there's no way we can answer the last question. The thought of sparing... You'll pay for this...
Lenny, are you alright?
Oh, close one. I owe you, Sijuin. That was a fantastic shot.
It was nothing, Your Grace.
Sijuin?
Though this gun may look like a toy, it's actually fully functional.
Sijuin...
Not at all. I am merely a resident of the fortress, and thus when Monsieur Nervulette asked me to come here, he told me that my job would be to take care of the well-being of...
But if you mean what you just said, then isn't Lenny someone you should be looking after as well? Isn't he a resident here just like the rest of us?
But I really am just doing what Monsieur Nervulette told me to do. Everything I did, I've done to protect them. Had I not, they would be in far more... His Grace knows it too, right? Your Grace?
My dear Sijuin, whatever shall I do with you? Would it have...
Well, it's nearly time after all. The way you do things can...
What are you talking...
Take me if you want.
How touching.
Don't be like that, Your...
All right, everyone, calm. I'll go get a cup of tea. Miss...
You...
I believe I hear...
Some space, please.
Ah, Miss Cloran.
Freminet...
What's going on? What is Cloran doing here?
Work.
I'm sorry about shooting you, Mr. Linney. The tranquilizing effect will begin to wear off soon.
What happened to Freminet? Wasn't he diving just outside of the fortress? Why is he looking like...
flushed face, an accelerated pulse. Please, make some space. I'll need to give Mr. Fremine a more thorough...
I'll talk to Clorand while you get Fremine to where he needs to be.
How is he?
These symptoms are probably caused by an acute ingestion of a large amount of primordial seawater. Of course, it would be best if he stayed for further observation. Let's leave him here for now. Sorry. I am aware that the infirmary may not be your favorite place in the world at
Why would he ingest a large amount of primordial seawater after—
Please, look after Mr. Fremine for the moment. I'll go fetch some medicine and a respirator.
Where is she?
Oh, she just took a nap in an empty room after I tranquilized her. If my calculations are correct, she should also be waking up right around now. You might not believe...
What's that look on your face? I thought I made good time on the...
Oh, I'm just admiring your punctuality. Had you arrived just a few minutes, how's the situation up?
The water has changed. It's pretty much as expected. The concentration of primordial seawater has increased significantly. I was only out there a short time, so it wasn't too bad. But if one were to stay for any significant amount of time... Well, you can see how that boy's doing.
Where was he when you found him?
The abandoned zone at the end of the pipes.
Closer than I thought. He must...
Locking the door was necessary.
Well, I did try to convince him that I had my reasons. Never seems to work, though.
It would probably work.
It's a bad... Want some tea?
Not particularly.
Fine, I'd like to get some tea.
Might as well then, I suppose.
Linny, are you okay?
I'll be fine.
Are you sure?
My hands and feet are still a bit weak, but...
I'm back, everyone.
Lenny! Fremine?
He'll be fine. But for now...
His breathing's beginning to slow...
Give me a hand and help me get...
Yeah, I'll take him from the...
On it.
Traveler, you seem pretty worried about him.
The Duke and Clorand are gone.
They probably would...
He's awake! Fremen...
Linny... Lynette...
We're all here.
The infirmary, at the Fortress of How do you feel?
Traveler... the sea! There's something wrong with the seawater.
Shh, it's okay. We can talk.
No, listen to me. This is really serious. There's primordial seawater mixed into the regular seawater. Pipes. Right, the pipes. It's all coming back to me now. Where could Master Child be? Get in here! Frost is coming! This mechanism looks like it's been tampered with. Could he have done it? It's getting stuck on something. Seems like I'll have to avoid those obstacles while I turn it. This is where the water... Master Child Getting here! vegetation here is a bit more sparse. These traces aren't natural. A person must have left them, and recently. I should be going in the right direction. There are traces here too. I need to keep going. The traces are gone, but I don't see where he could have gone from here. Wait, what the? My heart is racing, and it's getting harder and harder to breathe. What's... No good. I have to get back. They still don't know anything about what's going on. If I turn back right now, I should still be able to make it. I can't die here. I have to push on.
So, in other words, the trail you were following vanished, and you had no idea—
That's right. I tried my best to swim back, but I had already put some distance between myself and the fortress.
Miss Clarande brought you back, but we also don't know why she just suddenly—
Miss Clarande, you say?
You're still too weak for Monet.
Miss Lynette is right. I believe Miss...
a guest. Then I can assume
You should ask His Grace about that.
Yeah, it's about time he actually told us what's going on. Wanna come—
No, please go on without me.
Lenny.
The logical part of my brain is aware that we're safe right now, but I still—
In that case, I'll leave the infirmary to you. The Traveler and I are going to head out for now.
Thank you.
Excuse me!
I take it Mr. Fremonet's condition has stabilized?
Of course! I wouldn't have left the infirmary otherwise.
I've been expecting those two, but might I inquire as to the purpose of your visit, Miss Siegewien?
I wanted to check up on Miss Clarande. How are you feeling?
Mostly fine, I think.
If you don't mind, I'd like to perform another quick physical—
All right. Thank you for—
Well, want to explain—
Of course, but I'm not partial to the word choice of explain. How about enlighten? Where should I begin? How about you start by asking me any questions you have?
Then Paimon—
No. I just knew they were Fatui operatives sent to the fortress by the Knave. As for their specific goals, I only figured those out as you made—
You managed to monitor and stay ahead of them even though you—
They came here with ulterior motives. I'm quite adept at discerning what that kind— Initially, I thought their goal was just to investigate Child— Linny suggested that I had deliberately let him escape. But in truth, I didn't really do anything special to help or hinder him while he was here. Everything he did, from finding helpers to leaving this place, of course it's inevitable that the knave would make a big deal out of her fellow Harbinger's unexplained disappearance. I'm also quite curious about where that Harbinger went. So I figured I might as well let the Fatui do their own investigative work. All I care.
So you were hoping Lenny's group would just do your work for—
You make it sound like that's a bad thing. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. I assume that the Forbidden Zone has always been Lenny's target, and you got roped into that investigation after running into him. I began to intervene out of concern for your safety.
Are the rumors true?
Why would you put it like that? Isn't staying here all day and serving as the manager of the fortress a kind of sentence unto itself? Another form of prison? I just happen to have some support from the rest of the inmates.
Oh, right. Paimon wanted to—
Me, of course. I paid her good mora to come down to the fortress. As a champion duelist, Miss Cloran could be considered to be an independent party. I needed to find an exceptionally capable person to help me get through.
And saving Fremine?
You can think of it like that, yes. Credit where credit is due, that boy is quite adept at diving. Had conditions not been as hostile as they were, he probably would have found the missing Harbinger already. That's not something you should be asking after. Neuvillette only. All I need to prove to you is that the Forbidden Zone had nothing to do with the Harbinger's disappearance. That should be clear.
But we've already uncovered that there's something wrong with the infirmary, and we've answered a bunch of questions that you threw at us. Isn't it about time—
You make a compelling case. Do you
Yeah, Paimon really—
Even if the truth may not be pleasant, follow me.
There's a hidden door here? And a whole basement behind it? Huh. You're pretty good at hiding stuff, Risley.
It seems you've forgotten just what kind of place the Stand on the center.
Wait, is there a secret mechanism or— Whoa! So, this is the Forbidden Zone? Honestly, for a place so well hidden, what a huge door!
There are 3 such isolation gates in total. Generally speaking, I'm the... Am I correct to assume you're going to run on back and tell your little...
Well,
Well, I'd advise you wait until you've seen...
So there's a switch on this—
Stand back.
Whoa! They all just went up one by one?
Go on. I've been interested in what lies beyond that gate ever since I assumed leadership of the Fortress of Meripede. Of course, it would be unwise to recklessly open it, but it'd also be risky and negligent. The readings on that dashboard have not budged since the day when I first laid eyes on this place. But over the past year, the needle has crept upwards from its original position, likely because some parameter it's been tracking. Normally, I would have ignored it, but I happened to have some free time when I noticed it, so I investigated. Any guesses? Very reasonable guesses. I've considered both of those as well. Unfortunately, the temperature should vary with weather and climate changes, so for something that rarely shifts, the water pressure is more likely. We ran later on, a few more possibilities occurred to me, such as a potential connection with the primordial sea. Over the past few days, the needle has moved again. With that, and the symptoms that Fremine displayed after leaving the fortress, I can now confidently conclude that the readings represent
the concentration of—
And that is precisely the problem. We're at the bottom of the sea, and now we're surrounded by toxic seawater. Somehow, primordial seawater got mixed in, and the concentration— Yes.
But forget about the two of us. Not even Neuvillette knows where the primordial sea could be, much less where we— Oh.
Seems like you've figured it out. I believe the primordial sea lies directly beneath this sluice gate. For some reason, the primordial seawater levels have risen. The indicators are now red. Although the gate still stands, some primordial seawater has already— If this continues, soon it will no longer be able to hold— Yeah, you know what the legends say. If this place falls, then everyone in—
But that's just too weird! Why would the Fortress of Meripede be built right above a sluice gate for the—
Your expression tells me you think this might be part of a vast, complicated conspiracy. To be honest, it's just that the secret of the Forbidden Zone had been long forgotten by the nation before I rediscovered it with my research. There's no single founder of the Fortress of Meripede in any traditional sense. What we know about its history has been left to us by the people who used to live here. When the previous Hydro Archon Egeria ruled the land, all convicted criminals from Fontain were exiled. The people drove the criminals away like a wolf pack chasing away the banished. The criminals received no sympathy of any kind from the people. They were exiled to the desolate seaside, where they experienced only pain, struggle. Some of them began to repent, and prayed to the Hydro Archon, asking if there was still anything they could do. The Hydro Archon— And so, leaning on the power of the Hydro Archon, they gathered underneath the sea and began to build a fort. As the number of exiles increased, more and more people joined the community. When the first group of exiles died, they left the yet unfinished fortress to their successors. The Hydro Archon continued to lend her support, allowing the fortress and what it stood for to continue growing ever larger. Before long, this dark underwater fortress became the sinner's only home. And with that, the people here stopped referring to the fortress as a prison. They saw themselves as repenting sinners who would regain their freedom once they had sufficiently redeemed themselves. But as time went on, people also realized that the fortress was a lonely place. Once they had gotten used to life here, once they had finished serving their sentences, some people left and some others chose to stay. They'd find some idle position and let their withered souls fade. After many, many centuries, few people still remember the reason for the fortress's founding. Now and again, researchers manage to break one law or another and live out their days in the fortress. I learned all this—
But now you know every part of that history.
Indeed. It's just as the prophecy says. If this gate fed— To be frank, not really. But sadly, that hasn't stopped this prophecy from proving all too accurate. Prophecies are troublesome things. Just hearing one will create the first wave of panic. Seeing signs of it will bring about the second, and actually witnessing it in real time, let's go somewhere else. This is it.
Your Grace, perfect timing. The results from our last—
Wait, Jurier, he's not alone!
Huh?
No need to panic, you two.
What? After you warned us not to—
I'm skeptical as well.
The results speak for themselves, don't they? These two—
All right then, if Your Grace insists.
They seem harmless enough, so I'll trust them for now.
How about some reintroductions? This is Jurier, one of the highest-ranked researchers from the Fontain Research Institute. He used to work under Edwin. Good. Saves me Edwin's main areas of research were archaeum and gravimeters. As his assistant, Jurier is quite—
You—
What a lovely idea.
Gotta admit,
Guys, focus! Focus!
That taskmaster over there is Miss Lorvine, and is also one of my technical consultants. While Jurier used to be Edwin's assistant, she used to be Jurier's assistant.
Ooh, are they together?
See, everyone keeps asking this question. Are you too sure you're not a couple and just used—
Your Grace!
If I dated her, I'd officially be—
Jeez, forget it. Follow me.
Whoa, there's another door that goes right up.
Your constant amazement makes it seem like the fortress can do anything.
But Paimon really thinks everything's super cool.
Well, let's spice it up a bit. And here you go.
What a huge ship! This is also a production zone that Paimon's never seen before.
How much do you know about Fontain? Well, then maybe you haven't heard the story of ancient Lemuria. To give you a quick rundown, Fontain used to be, according to legend, the Lemurian king Remus came to this land after being inspired by divine revelation and found the seer Sibila, who had taken on the form of a golden bee. Taking the golden bee with him and riding on a huge ship, the Fortuna, he called his nation Lemuria and used the Fortuna to incessantly search for new tribes and islands.
There's a ship in this.
Where there's water, there'll be ships. People believe that hope can always be found.
Do you believe that too?
To a point, I think. As you've already seen, I have a whole factory's worth of labor, materials, and technology at my disposal. Certainly can't hurt. So the moment I began to speculate that the primordial sea might lie underneath the gate, I also began.
Were you inspired by the legend?
Maybe. Fontainians need something to hold on to cope with the impending disaster. Were the workers to find out the truth behind this ship as the fortress's administrator? All right, that's enough talking for now. I'll need to know. Seems like you're good. I'll leave you here for now.
Oh!
No worries. But don't forget, it's up to you whether or not you want to share what you just saw.
Yeah, we'll put a lot of thought into it.
Great.
We're back!
Welcome back.
How can you be so much like Risley?
Actually, now that while I was sedated, I could still barely hear two people talking next to me.
Must have been Risley and...
Yeah, I heard one male voice and one female, so...
I really can't make sense of this.
So, Traveler, Paimon, were you able to learn...
Yeah, he explained everything.
Very well. Then, would you mind checking your answers against my speculations? Yeah, I took the time...
Nobody else is around, and Miss Sijuin is also...
All right, then I'll posit my theories. I asked myself three. Firstly, why was Fremine affected by the primordial seawater? It was because he dove into the sea.
Whoa, he's good.
That's our Lenny.
Secondly, Risley's attitude changed dramatically during the course of our stay here. He ignored us completely at first, then suddenly roadblocked us. I spent quite a long time thinking about this. If he has been monitoring the Fatui since the very beginning, he probably ignored us at first because he was hoping we could find what's more. The Fortress of Meripede is not part of Fontain's court system, nor does it report to Udex Nervulet. Risley is basically the king of a no-man's land. As long as the fortress doesn't do anything about Master Child's disappearance, Father can use it to pressure the Fontaine authorities. And while the two factions are pitted against each other, Risley will be free to move between the parties of interest. If I had to guess, he probably has something that he's working on himself. It's likely related to the secret of the infirmary, but I just can't think of what it...
You're super...
Thanks so much. If Risley does have a plan, what could it be? All I know for now is that his plan probably has something to do with the changing nature of the seawater. That can't be the full extent of what he's doing. There's probably a secret passageway behind the block in the infirmary, and there's something big in the fortress that most people here never get to see. I don't have enough information, so I have no idea what his chip might be.
The sea will engulf...
Could Risley have wanted to meet Father to figure out a way to... If you remember, I once mentioned that Father sees the House of the Hearth as her base of operations, and she truly...
Or perhaps he didn't know, and just wanted to bring Father over to his side? Which could be why he's...
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I understand your concerns as well, Traveler. The two of you have already aided us far too much. If you ever need anything else going forward, though you may not share the sentiment, after all...
You have my
Thank you for protecting Lenny when it really mattered. And thank you for...
Why are you being so formal all of a sudden? Paimon everyone's hungry.
Oh,
Alright, then we'll catch you guys.
It's time for dinner. Welfare meal.
Come on, let's go pick up ours as well.
Traveler and Paimon, over here.
Are you here for dinner too, Miss?
Mm-hmm. And I'm taking...
Huh. You're...
What would you like to eat? Yep, you can. I've already talked to our chef, Mr. Wolsey. It's all on me today, so you can get whatever you'd like.
Me too! Don't forget...
No problem. Just...
So delicious. I'm so happy.
Feeling full yet? How's the food?
Delicious.
I'm so glad to see you all so happy. Oh, see,
Sigewin, do you do this?
A bit of both, I suppose. I'm a Melazine, which means I'm very different from human beings. I must know what you're thinking if I want to...
You're really good at taking care of people. Even though you're so short, you still...
Really? You're reminded of an older sister?
Oh, and what did you mean back in Risley's office? When you said that you...
Oh, that. I just asked His Grace to look out for those children, especially that diver boy. I was getting a bit worried. Thankfully, Glorand is very strong and managed to save him in the nick of time. His Grace also sealed the pipes after Glorand left. Although the path was blocked, we still stationed some guards there to stop anyone from approaching. They were instructed to only open the door once Miss Glorand had returned. Oh, and I was keeping an eye on Mr. Linney as well. We had to prep.
You were all super considerate and real...
It's just what we do down here at the fortress. Oh, I really wish Monsieur Nervula would come down here more often, too. Get a good night's rest, you two.
So much has happened. I'm super sleepy. Delicious.
Out of my way! Get out of my way! What happened? Why is everyone running? No idea, but something must have happened. Stop asking!
Who's yep? What happened? Why is everyone running around? Hey, what are you doing?
No time to explain, mate. Goodbye.
Hey, wait! What's wrong with these people? They won't...
They're here! Yeah, there you are!
Oh, thank goodness!
Quisto and Lavaroon, do you know what happened here?
We came here especially to inform you. Something seems to have gone terribly wrong just now. Lavaroon was saying you two are new here and you don't have many friends, so you might slip through the cracks. Haven't you heard all the stories like that? An evacuation is successfully completed, yet you only find out once you do a head count that one—
Wait, weren't you the one who brought that up? Why is it suddenly—
Hey, shut up!
Okay, whatever. The point is, you should come with us. Yeah, he said to get as far away as—
Oh no, it can't be that thing!
Whoa, wait, what? What? Hey, where are you going?
We have to go find the Duke! You two just go and get out! Go on without us!
Hey! Be careful!
Attention! Please evacuate upwards and outwards, upwards and outwards. If you're already at the topmost layer, then try to move as far outwards as possible.
They're here.
Just like I said.
We have it!
Huh.
You're just in time. But be ready to run. Three, 2, 1.
This won't hold it for long. Find Neuvillette. Tell him the defenses are about to collapse.
Then what will happen to you?
Until he arrives, we're the last line of defense. The gate. How long do you think it'll hold?
That depends on us.
Neuvillette? Why are you here?
Traveler, I need you to head to the opera. Farina will soon be meeting with the knave there. You must protect Farina, and make sure she doesn't spend too much time alone with her. Will do. You have...
Look! There are a ton of Fatilian Palais Mermonia people over there! The name...
Are you two the Traveler in Paimon? Though I'm sure he's already explained, this should be a mostly cordial conversation, unlikely to give rise to violence. But it would be most appreciated if you could protect Lady Farina to the best of your ability.
Oh, so you two are the honored guests, Miss...
Of course, of course. How could they not attend a meeting such as this? I must always have 2 or more guests at my...
It is my pleasure to make your acquaintance, traveler. I have heard much of your accomplishment.
I've already prepared seats for you.
Perhaps you two are unaware of how Miss Farina and I do things. You see, we actually recently agreed to get together for tea when we had... See this? This is a limited type of confectionery that Miss Farina simply adores. There are only 6...
Traveler, what do you think of this cake?
That's good to hear. So what Child said was on the market? I wonder how he's doing nowadays. You must have heard, right? He's suddenly gone missing. I'm really worried about his safety.
Since we're talking about him, I feel like I should add something. His martial prowess really looked...
Oh, so you're also familiar with his aptitude for fighting, Miss Farina. Oh, right. Against ordinary people, my colleague would never be on the back foot. But alas, he just never imagined he'd run into such a person. Coming from...
But I thought you would be happier to hear the news.
Of course, but it's still a bit of a shame. You see, I would have been far happier had I received this news somewhat earlier, as you...
Well, in any case, there's no need...
Oh, and...
Because,
And where did he go after leaving?
What?
The fortress of Meripede lies deep beneath the waves. Unless he pranced right out of the main gate, he must have had to swim for it. Do you have any proof that he surfaced? Ah, that is good news at least. His sister Tonya sent a letter to Fontain not too long ago. Since he was unfortunately unavailable, I picked it up. Do you have any idea how he usually writes back to his family? Dear Tonya, your letter made me feel like we were still enjoying our time in Snezhnaya together.
All letters tend to follow the same few formats anyway, right? As long as the contents are
Hold on.
I suppose this is also a sign of things to come.
I don't quite understand what you're...
Have we entered into the next stage of the prophecy?
My thanks to you both. I will take it from here.
Sure you don't need a hand?
Quite sure.
Wow. So, what's your secret, huh? Let me guess. Nah, who knows? Maybe it's just your sense of responsibility.
Sounds about right.
Day may come when the prophecy is fulfilled and the waters burst forth. But it is not this day! This ancient power could easily obliterate an entire race. A tsunami of fury would unleash endless catastrophe. This sentence is too severe. Forgive me for overruling it.
All right. Seems like...
Let me guess. We're
Indeed.
I win this bet. You owe me.
Very well. It was indeed just as...
You made a bet?
We made a bet on the size of your entourage. Cloran thought you would...
I figured you would have at least brought a few people along for appearance's sake. It appears I underestimated...
Shouldn't you have gotten used to confidential missions by now? That's just how the...
So what gift must the loser...
He already has...
That wouldn't happen to be a dig at my...
Well, I'm sure His Grace...
I was under the impression the residents of a place like this would...
That was obviously... Anyway, you've still got some unfinished business to attend...
No need to stay here if you have a pressing matter.
Thank you. I hope everything went smoothly with the...
I must say, Miss Farina, as the Hydro Archon, I am sure you understand the exact meaning of the phenomenon.
What are you trying?
At this point, I don't think there's any more need to speak as diplomatic representatives. Allow me to speak to you now. Yet, here you are, relaxing, drinking, the prophecies hanging above our necks like a guillotine. Every faction is looking for a way to either avert the disaster or save their own. Even but you? It beggars belief just how nonchalant and carefree you have been. From the very beginning, you, the god Focalor...
You're wrong. I've never ignored the prophecy, nor have I just been passing the time in self-indulgence. Retract...
I am not alone in my doubts, you know. All the children of Fontain may be harboring the Oh, great Hydro Archon. How are you going to save them? Save us.
I have my ways, and I've been working on them for all this time. Even if you look, Fontaine will be saved. Even if I still cannot see the true future right now, as long as...
Then I ask you, Miss Farina, just what have you been working on? Where can we seek...
My machinations are just like the prophecy itself. They will only reveal themselves at the fated time.
I see. As a god, the proof of your labor always lies... Allow me to be so bold as to ask another way. Would it be possible for you to tell us the parts of your plan that are not confident? Oh, that look in your...
The emergency...
Then allow me to jog your memory. Miss Farina, what is the purpose of your origin, and what do you plan to do with the massive amounts of indemnitium that has...
The oratories? It's just like it appears.
So you also have no idea. If I'm not mistaken, someone's using it. I first caught wind of this when Linny tried to investigate the oratrice in the Opera House. You see, even just getting but even if that had nothing to do with you, then what could you possibly be worth? Oh, right. I almost forgot. Udex Nouvillette is not at the tea party with us today. Miss
Yes, that's
Of course I will. Although, I must say, Miss Farina, you seem quite insecure without... Oh, very well. Let's stop that conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake left, so please... Traveler, I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex. Why don't you take... You too, but...
Thank you. Oh, Paimon's...
If it's on my tea table, it must be a...
You're welcome. I'm sure the cake also felt greatly honored to be featured at Miss Farina's table. And I was merely catering to Miss Farina's it is getting late. Why don't we call it a day?
Very well. We'll...
Mind seeing me off, Traveler? We could use the opportunity to discuss...
Paimon's
I'm glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course, child was just an excuse. I have no—
That's what Paimon thought.
You lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth. As their father, I would like to express my gratitude. That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings, and I know you just returned from the fortress of Meripede. Relax. I have no intention of trying to get anything out of you. Linny, Lynette, and
They've all been working very hard and have always done all they can to fight back against anyone who tried to stop—
You mean Ridesley. He's a tricky one to deal with. It's unfortunate that Linny's so By the way, and you can just consider this a bit of idle gossip. You are outside of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fontaine, able to move around most easily.
And that's everything that happened during the trial. Master Child was declared guilty and immediately
Didn't he say he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame? Forget it. He did. I will be meeting someone short.
Do you require help with any—
No need. I need to meet with Farina, the Hydro Archon. She is at the heart of Fontaine. But what's fascinating about her—
Oh? Come over here, you little critter, you! You dare to run from me? Stop
My goal is just to discover the location of the Gnosis. But I didn't expect the chance to approach Farina to be handed to me on a silver platter. Anything left unguarded is usually just bait. But no one will blame someone for taking the bait. After all, from the moment it was attached to the hook, the bait is meant to be It's just as I guessed in the second before I struck. The Hydronosis is not— In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all. And I sense that she's under some kind—
Who are you? And what are you—
The fear in her pupils is genuine. So perhaps she's not bait after all. I left the scene with ease. Nobody came looking for me, and nobody could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Focalor. Not long after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed. After returning to her quarters, Farina quietly cried alone. There's no doubt that there's something wrong with her. I began to entertain the possibility that she is not the true Hydro Archon. I have to find the Gnosis. If the Neuvillette hypothesis is correct, he is probably in possession of it.
Yes, Father.
My dear children,
News from the fortress of Meripede. Master Child has gone missing. On top of that, the contacts and guards we bribed at the fort—
Probably the handiwork of the—
I'm afraid so.
This is a good opportunity. The value of a harbinger is much higher than most would imagine. We now have an excuse. Set up a meeting for me. I would like to meet the Hydro— and—
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappearance was not a part of my plan, but I can use it to make a breakthrough. With this as my excuse, I can ask for the initiative belongs to the House of the Hearth. My wish to investigate the fortress of Meripede will be a front. You should know the rest. Lenny's group is quite close to you. It wouldn't mean anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftops. After all, even Farina I've now had 2 chances to enjoy tea with Farina. I have to say, the leadership of Fontaine is even more inscrutable than I had imagined. I once surmised that Eudex Neuvillette must be the Hydro Archon, but now— that doesn't— I am a servant of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Over my years of service, I've learned how a real Archon conducts and carries themselves. Whether Eudex Neuvillette— Of course, that is all just how I feel. Gut feelings often do not— It is, however, quite amusing to me that after all my years working in intelligence gathering, I've come to realize I am at a complete— Don't you think Fontaine is quite intriguing? A catastrophe looms, yet many secrets have yet to rise to the surface. Ultimately, though, one must survive in order to do— and you don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue to evolve, And as your name is often connected with noble deeds, I'm sure we will work together someday. He certainly returned quickly. You must want to...
Neverlet?
For now, yes. But this issue will prove quite thorny in the long term. I'm concerned that sooner or later the prophesy... Thank you for protecting Farina. To put it simply, I used my power to force back the So as expected, the knave has turned up the pressure on Farina. She's permission granted.
Whoa. It can't be that you're the real Hydro... You can't tell us? Then that's okay. We can talk about something.
If by the phrase, you guys, you are referring to Farina and I, then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I must clarify that I do not share her positions on a multitude of topics. I believe so. The fortress has a long and complex... And now, another catastrophe will soon be upon us.
Huh? Why is...
You may be closer to the truth than you think.
Oh? And what are you thinking? The dragon of... what? Huh?
Please do not be so surprised. Farina?
Neverlet, are you listening?
My apologies.
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we? You're not actually the dragon sovereign of water, right? Well, if you don't want to confirm or deny...
You guessed correctly. I sincerely hope you'll be able to keep this a secret for me.
Right, of course. There's still something...
Please, go...
Well, if you are the dragon sovereign of water, and you were able to then since Fontaine's prophecy is all about seawater, couldn't you just use your power to solve the crisis?
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possess how they say that when the first usurper arrived on Tivat, they seized a part of the dragon's power. Today,
There are 7 elemental archons and 7...
The dragon sovereign of water who lived through that era perished a long time ago. As their successor, I know far less of that part of our ancient history. In any case, I believe I will not be able to do much unless the Archon disappeared. Given the status quo, however, I would recommend finding another way to deal with the problem.
Oh, so
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office. If you have any more questions regarding ancient history, you are welcome to discuss them with me at a later time.
Please go right ahead. There's a place that Paimon wants to go too. Traveler, why don't we pay We'll see you another time.
Take care.
Mm.